How's it going, everyone? My name is Colby Marsh, and welcome back inside the Rogues Report here in the Mary Brown Center. I'm joined with another new addition to the Newfoundland Rogues roster, Amir Yusuf. Amir, welcome back to St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. As some people may know, you were actually here a season ago. So, how does it feel to be back here on the home side of things now?
I'm happy to be here. It's for me just a blessing to be able to play ball and compete in front of you all's fans. And to be here on this highland, it's a little different, but I'm happy to be here with you all and the fans for sure.
So this is now your third team that you have played on in the BSL. You spent last season partly with the London Lightning and the Windsor Express, as well as spending some time with the Albany Patroons of the TBL. How have you been able to adjust to coming onto these different teams and fitting into the systems?
For me, it's been just being able to read what the coaches really want, understanding what they're needing for me to do, and understanding my gifts and my values as well as a big man, and just going forward playing that way. You know what I'm saying? Like understanding my game and understanding the coaches as well, so that we can be on the same page. For sure.
Your name is actually a part of BSL history. You scored the first basket in a BSL game for the London Lightning. How does it feel to actually have your name marked into BSL history and to be able to hold that for yourself?
I think it's a blessing. That's another a blessing that I couldn't ask for. I guess I have really nothing else to say on that. That's just a blessing. I can't lie to you. That's God Himself.
You've played professional basketball for a little bit now, and before things really tipped off for you in the BSL, you actually trained with Rajon Rondo a little bit. So, with Rajon having a very different physicality and play style, what kind of lessons did he have to offer you, and how did you inherit them into your own game?
A lot of what Rajon is fundamentals. Like the game is more fundamentally sound with him. He is a big IQ type of guy. He's wanting to make reads, 2 plays ahead. And he was wanting to see different things from, certain guys. So, like, for me, it was he wanted to see me use a lot more left hand, bringing the ball up. He wanted to, the counters that we learn in college and high school is like first and second counters. And the pros and the NBA is third and fourth counters. So he's teaching those things for me. And that, for me, is going to take me way farther than just putting the ball in the basket.
So, beginning your basketball career had to have started somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Who was it that brought you into the game of basketball and leaped your talents from just beginning to where you are now?
So I started at 18. I started my senior year of high school. And I want to say most of my basketball training came from, I have a cousin that plays for the Boston Celtics. His name is Jaylen Brown. So a lot of my training has came from Jaylen Brown. It hasn't been Rajon Rondo. Me and Rajon started maybe this year, like training and getting to it, but a lot of my training has been Jaylen Brown.
So now you say, funny enough, that your cousin is Jaylen Brown. He just won the NBA Finals MVP. What kind of lessons did he have to offer you while growing up?
What you do when you're tired is what you do. That's literally his quote to me all the time anyways. So whenever you get fatigued as an athlete, typically when you get tired, you forget the fundamentals. You forget the stuff that got you here. You know what I'm saying? So he typically just keeps that in my head. That's engraved in my head. Like what you do when you're tired is what you do. So
now the Newfoundland Rogues, not really known for their size this season. You bring a lot more size to the table. You're 6'9", really coming in as a big man presence. Is that a big factor that you're going to bring to the table in terms of your play style, or do you think there's other factors that you think will succeed in this roster?
Yeah, for me, I like the team. So for me, it's just playing my game, honestly. I pass well. That's my strongest attribute, I feel like. When it comes to scoring the ball, it's, I'm big body, so that comes typically easy. I think for me, my biggest thing is trying to stay out of foul trouble and understanding I can't play to the refs in this league.
So, for some people that may not be familiar with your game or may not have seen you out in the Mary Brown Center court this time around, what is the definition of the play style of Amir Yusuf?
I guess bully ball. That's typically the play style. This year, not so much. I really don't want to go to that as much. I'm wanting to. I'm shooting a lot more. Like Rajon Rondo this summer, we typically did a lot of shooting, and he was like, "Man, you got to get comfortable with that, just shooting the ball." So you all will see a lot more shooting from me, and not as much bully ball as I've done in the past 2 years.
One last question for you, Amir. As you prepare to make your Newfoundland Rogues debut, for coming here and playing professional basketball on the island, what has been your favorite thing about the whole experience?
I think what I like about the island is, y'all are surrounded by a lot of water. And I love water, so like for me, that's a sight to see. And I would say that's probably my number one, like, cause I didn't know this was like an island. I didn't know y'all was surrounded by this much water. So like, for me, that's different. Especially from a Midwest guy who doesn't see a lot of water.
Well said. Thank you, Amir Yusuf, for your time here on the Rogues Report.